Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mengs, and I'm here today to show you guys the beginning of a very exciting project. This is the start of a new site that is kind of like a modern version of Advance Wars by Web, using much newer technology. You guys have heard me talk about this a little bit, and I am here today with the lead developer of the site. It's Javi. Hey, Javi.
Hello, everyone. How's it going? Do you want me to explain how this started?
Yeah, why don't you explain a little bit how this project got started?
So the project started, I had interest in remaking awbw again because I'm a student and I love developing stuff. I remember, Mangs, you made a video and you brought up that you were interested in the possibility of redoing awbw this year. So I reached out to you. You told me, oh, you're assembling a group of developers and that you would let me know if anything comes out of it. And then I just continue moving with my life. And then in college, there is basically this program where I study. It's a student organization. And they were making that you have 9 weeks to lead your own team of students and build a project. And I was like, well, I'm just going to drag a bunch of college students with me to build Advanced Wars by Web 2.0. And this is what we got after 9 weeks of grueling work. And now we're thinking of why does this need to be just a demo or a school project? Why not bring this up to actually production and actually a real site that people can use?
Yeah. So what you guys are seeing in the background now is me and Javi playing a simple match of Advanced Wars. Now, this is a very early prototype of the website. There's no movement animations yet. There's no COs. This is just a very basic version, the early version of the site. So even though it looks kind of like the early stages of Advanced Wars by Web right now, this has been done in 9 weeks. Now, before we continue, I just want to get a couple things out of the way. This is not my site, and this is very important for me to get out there. I am helping Javi with this site. I am using my channel to attract developers. I'm using my influence to make people aware of the site, but this isn't Mangs' site. So I'm very happy to kind of be part of it and help it out, but when the site is up and running, I'm probably just going to be a regular player. I don't intend on running the site. I don't plan on managing the site's community. So for anyone who thinks that this is my site, it's not. This site belongs to the community, and that's how it's going to remain. The second thing is we are not in competition with the original Advanced Wars by Web. We have a very good dialogue with the admins over there. They endorse the project. I think it's an amazing thing that we're making it. And the two sites will coexist peacefully. Maybe we'll even do some collaboration together in the future. Just so you guys know, we're not here to replace the original Advanced Wars by Web. This is an alternative. It's going to have some new modern features. And I think one of the most important things about this site, Javi, this site is open source. Now, for the complete beginners who don't know anything about coding, can you explain to the audience what open source is and why it's so important?
Okay, so going back to what you just said, that this isn't your site or this isn't Javi's site. The vision for this site is that it's the communities. And with open source, what basically allows is that people that know some coding can look into the code and see, let's say there's a bug. Let's say you attack with an unit and it doesn't calculate correctly. You don't need to notify the developers or the leads. You don't need to talk directly to me. You can just go to the code, find where we calculate damage and see what's going on. And why this matters a lot is that awbw has a lot of people in the community, and I'm sure we have a lot of developers, but without being open source, it becomes much harder for people to help because you cannot see the code, you cannot directly fix things. Instead, with open source, you can just see the code, fix it, and send basically oh, hey, look, I fixed the code, I did this. And that's all you need to do.
It's like having 150 developers being able to work on the site at the same time. I mean, it's a really good system.
Yeah, and going from that, it's also that with open source, there's people who have multiple years of experience being developers. But let's say they just play Advanced Wars by Web casually, they play a couple of matches every now and then. And they get really bothered by maybe oh, you cannot see 2 matches at the same time. And in my experience with open source projects, you have people that have a lot of years of experience, make one really nice feature, and then they stop developing because that's what they care about. Maybe it's a fog player that just wants to see better things in fog, and they just rebuild how like fog is played and all of that stuff, and like makes it really clean UI, really clean user experience, and then they just continue playing.
And we have a lot of visions for this site. One thing that we've talked about, and one thing that I wanted, is a live league where people can play live games against each other. Obviously, we're still going to have all the classic features that Advanced Wars by Web has, you know, the standard leagues and everything. And we also talked about things like, you know, being able to unlock custom CO skins when you win tournaments, you know, achievements, and just a bunch of really cool features that I've been wanting for a very long time. And because the project is open source, these things can be added at a much greater speed, and so the site will feel a lot more modern. And also just the site will probably also be a lot more stable, which I think is very important. We'll have things like replays will actually be able to be saved and be viewed without crashing after a week and stuff like that. We have the benefits of, you know, using much more modern technology.
Yes.
So yeah, I think we're not going to go into like super technically advanced stuff here, but I do believe, Javi, you're interested in making a video on your channel where you go a little bit more in depth and you talk about the more technical mumbo jumbo. So I'm going to throw a link to that video when it comes out. I don't know if it will be out by the time this video goes up on my channel.
It probably will. I think after this video, I'm just gonna straight up record it and go full mumbo jumbo.
Yeah, so I'll throw a link to Javi's channel. You can just talk, you know, if you guys are interested in the more technical aspects of the site, you can go watch that. But for now, I think I just want to end with this. So when do you think we can expect, roughly, to see the site being available to the public? If you were to guess, I'm not telling you to put a deadline on yourself right now. I'm not telling you, but like, if you were to give an estimate, when do you think this site might be open to the first players?
Well, after, because I remember when we talked, I told you like the first time before I even built this, I was like, oh, I think it's probably gonna take a year to build the site. And we were talking about estimates like that, like in January. And then now, after having built this application by myself, with a team of like new people to web development who just don't know that much, and now I'm gonna be able to like build it again, so to speak, with people that have more experience, with way more developers, with people that have passion for this game. I can say with some optimism and security and confidence that I'd say in like 3 months, more or less. I'd say you could even do like less depending on how many people from the community you get, because albeit I know people don't know much about coding, but this application as a whole is quite simple, to be honest. I really think that 3 months, I'm like certain in my heart, or at least you'll see me like if within 2 months I'll be like crunching every day or something.
I will say, if you are a developer watching this and you're interested in contributing to the project, you can send me a mail at mangsmemes@gmail.com, and I'm gonna make sure that you know, I'll get you in touch with Javi and the other developers.
Yes, I will say also, if you want to whatsoever ask me any questions or just contact me directly, you can do so by Discord. In the description we can put my Discord ID. But I wanted to say, yes, if you want to contribute, you can come ask me. We're taking people from all different levels of experiences. Whether obviously if you're absolutely new to web development, I'd recommend you not to try, because you know it's like we're gonna move really fast and you're gonna spend like a lot of time just learning. But even if you don't know how to code, but you still want to put like your piece of work, there's still things you can do. And for those that do want to contribute, there are no commitments. You can just come, help, and you know what? If you like take a couple of days and you know don't want to help anymore, that's okay. It's open source. You decide when you want to work. You decide how much you want to do. Nobody's expecting that, oh, you're coming here, well, you need to stay 3 months and make sure we finish this. No, it's up for the community to decide how much they want to help.
Yeah, awesome. All right. Well, I'm super excited about this, Javi. I think it's going to be a great site. Very excited to see the public getting access to it and starting to play games. I think we can do some absolutely amazing things here.
Yes, no, thank you so much, Mangs. You've been absolutely wonderful to like contribute with and work with. And now the like feedback you've been giving and like you allowing us to like, you know, use your channel as like a announcement thing has been like absolutely wonderful. And for everyone else, Max has been really nice. He hasn't tried to like, you know, overtake the project or anything. He has like always just given a position of feedback and giving us space of like, well, what if you implement this? I mean, I don't really know. I'm not a developer. You guys choose.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Max has been like an absolute gentleman.
That's nice. That's very nice of you to say. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you'll hear from this project very soon. Thank you so much, Javi.
Thank you. Take care.